All right, let me let you know the serious list of things that is gonna take for you to get anything you want in life. All right, stick with me. These are keys to mastering your mind. It's actually not that complicated, but in order to figure this out, you're gonna have to know how to invert everything that is the what we would call norm. So what I mean by that is whenever there's something that you want to obtain in life, right? You by default have the ability to grant that desire to yourself. There's no doubt about it. So knowing that you have that ability to give yourself whatever you choose, whatever reality you feel like you would like to experience, that is the default. So if that's true, then that would mean that the only thing that is in between you and having it is deciding to grant that to yourself. Okay? So I've seen a lot of people in life, right? There's this thing that happens where people will know exactly what they should or shouldn't be doing as far as what feels right within them, And they'll say something like, I shouldn't be doing this, or I would like to have that. But then they might do something like, but I got this and this that's holding me back from that and stuff like that. So the thing is, there's always going to be give and take, right? This is yin and yang, masculine and feminine. So there's not going to be a possibility for you to just get without giving something. Saying that because I'm saying that because there's always going to be something that has to die in order for a new reality to be born. So knowing this, whenever you decide you're going to have something, if you're not willing to give up something, then it's going to be that much harder for you to really adjust to the cognitive dissonance of having something different. You have to be okay with things dying off and other things being born. This stuff happens in cycles. Just look at nature, right? We're natural parts of nature as well. So if we're parts of nature, we see winter, spring, summer, fall happening all the time. The leaves dying, they go into the earth, and the cycle repeats itself, and the tree get new leaves. It's like, of course, we need to be doing that within ourselves too. Like when it comes to shedding, okay, we shed 24/7, right? We might look at reptiles that shed, and they might have the ability to do it all at once, but we're doing that 24/7. So we have dead skin falling off, we have hairs that are falling out all the time, just as a cycle. Not even that something's wrong. That's how you know something's going the way it's supposed to go, because things are always supposed to be evolving and changing. So I noticed that when it comes to this person or our ability to grant ourselves whatever we choose, fear is a big thing that gets in the way a lot. So if we know that the fear thing is getting in the way, we have to know that all we would have to do is figure out how to eliminate fear. So this is the most important thing when it comes to being able to control things in your reality and stuff. You have to be aware of how significant you are, okay? And when you realize that, it'll give you the confidence to do everything else. So this is the way that it helped me to start really getting into comprehending what it means to be able to master your mind or manifest your ideal realities or be a wizard or, basically just being a powerful individual, a god. I hear a lot of people use that term. Yeah, all that stuff. So this is how you got to do it, bro. You recognize how significant you are by simply shifting your point of view. This is what's going on here. From my point of view, this is my game. This is my show. Everything that's going on around me is only happening as a reaction to my existence. So I cause these things to happen because I simply exist. So that's also like knowing that simply existing is already enough. It should be a way of like somebody calming down and not putting themselves under too much pressure and all that good stuff. But it's so important to know how significant you are to the universe so that you can feel like you're worthy of granting yourself the things that you desire. Because if somebody were to say go through the system and get brainwashed for freaking 12, 15 years and given a whole bunch of fear, and low self-esteem, mind control, and all of the things, a false history, a lack of a foundation, somebody not even being aware of their roots and where they come from, and like all that instability as a background is going to be that much more likely that somebody, as they grow into an adult who has the freedom to make their own choices, that adult is not necessarily going to be courageous enough to take that chance, start that business, or go pursue that individual that they would like a partnership with, or anything like that. Like some people are too timid throughout life because it's kind of like people don't want to be a bother. A lot of people, they might be afraid to ask for something because they don't want to bother somebody and stuff like that. But you have to be aware that this is your show. From your point of view, that's the only thing that actually exists as far as you're concerned. Like everything exists based off of your perspective on it. Okay, if it all exists at all. So knowing that we're doing all of this by choice as far as existing as individuals on planet Earth, we can do whatever we want to do with this reality. There's no question about that. The only one who has the ability to deny you of it or grant it to you is you. Because if you actually taking the time to pursue whatever it is that you're interested in, then you're going to recognize real quick how it works and how to get it. But of course, it's still going to take work. It's going to take for you to demand some things, etc. But regardless, bro, this is not very complicated. You have the ability to do whatever you want to do. This ideal person you have in your mind, you have the ability to become that. And the only person who is going to really hold yourself accountable is you. So you have to have really high standards and expectations for yourself. You're going to have to, when you have that conscience telling you, I know I don't need to be doing this, you need to start listening. You need to be disciplined. And with my motto nowadays is DBE, right? The D is for desire. So you desire something. You recognize what you desire. You believe that you can actually grant it to yourself. Believe that you can actually have it. Just think, like the easiest way to recognize if something is obtainable or not is to look and see if anybody else has achieved it before. So if you do it that way, it's like when it comes to stuff on planet Earth, you're probably not going to want to do something that nobody hasn't done before, you know? Like anything you are interested in doing, somebody else has already done it, and they've probably done it for a lifetime. So knowing that, you have to desire, D, believe, B, and E, you have to expect that it's actually going to happen. So you have to genuinely expect it to happen. I'm not talking about you just hope it happens. You just like, yeah, Lord willing, I'll get it. No, expect that the Lord will give it to you, okay? You have the ability to already give it to yourself. You just got to do what it takes. You have to put in the work. You have to actually relax your mind and all that good stuff. Now, anyway, here's another one, right? I got another huge tip for how you can start getting whatever you want. Because I see a lot of people doing these affirmations and meditations and stuff, right? But the thing is, I would say at least 90% of people who practice doing affirmations, they're not realizing how to do it the right way. Yes, there is a such thing as a more effective way than a less effective way. So the more effective way to do it, the most effective ways that I've found in my studies and my personal experience is simply this. Whenever you are deciding whatever you want to affirm into your life, mind you, you're affirming it because you're accepting that it's a truth. So whenever you're affirming this stuff, you have to calm yourself. You have to genuinely come into a meditative state. You have to have the ability to shift your brain waves in order to be, I say, on the right frequency of the higher levels of existence, right? So all of this stuff is like radio signals, and we're connected to the ethers and stuff. We're basically like walking antennas, to be real. Like we just get the information. We can receive however much information we want to. All the information in the universe, we got access to it. All the different lifestyles and all of that stuff. Bro, when I tell you, you have to know that you are way, way more significant than you're aware that you are. So try to wrap your head around that. That's also why I tell people a lot about astral projection. I got plenty of videos talking about that, because when you sit up and get out of your body and start roaming the universe without the limitations of having a body, you'll realize how significant this is and how significant you are and how this is really whatever you would like to experience. So anyway, I said desire, belief, and expected, right? So expectation, expectancy, however you want to put it, DBE. You have to know how to decide what you want. Realize how significant you are and how powerful you are, and you'll know that you can have it. So you're going to believe. And then, of course, because you already confirmed or affirmed to yourself that you deserve this and this is what you're going to experience, it's going to come. That's how that law of attraction stuff works. That's how the manifestation thing works. But A lot of people get in their own way because they got fears. You have to be really aware of yourself and your emotions. And if there's something that you feel like, oh, I'll never be able to have that, or oh, that's out of reach in any type of way, that is self-sabotage. That's the only thing that could ever stop you in life. So make sure that you really keep a positive way of thinking, a positive mindset whenever you're going into whatever you want to get into in life. And make sure you confirm and affirm to yourself, I deserve this. When you truly feel that way within your heart and all your other chakras, bro, the life will come to you so naturally. You'll have to do nothing but just relax, really. So until next time. Dang, oh man.